Hey guys, welcome back to a new video in NKV Gaming. Today, everyone, I'm going to teach you guys how to play chess. Well, my channel is called NKV Gaming, so chess is a game. So yes, it makes sense. Now, chess is a very fun board game. So I'm going to teach you guys how to play chess. So this is how a chessboard looks like. So first, I'm going to teach you how to arrange a chessboard. So in a chessboard, let's say in white spaces, all the pawns will be in the second row. So this is row 1. It says row 1 right here, and it says row 2 right here. So you have to put all the pawns in row 2. And so arranging the chess, so it should be like kind of like this, you know. So all the pawns should be like this. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pawns. So there are 8 pawns in total. And at row 1, you see there are like different pieces. So, so this is called A. So at A1, let's say. So at A1 there should be a rook. At B1 there should be a horse or a knight. And at C1 there should be a bishop, and which is this. And at D1 there should be a queen, and at E1 there should be a king, and at F1 there should be a bishop again, and at G1 there should be a knight, and at H1 there should be a rook. So that's how it works. If you got confused by what A1, B1, C1, D1, E1, F1, G1, and H1 means, well, let me explain it to you. So A1. So as you see, there's a little letter right here that says A, and we know this is row 1, right? So we call this spot A1. So we call this spot B. So this entire slot. So this entire slot is B. So this will be B1 because we're in the B row. And the same thing to C. So we're at the C column. So we'll call this the C. This entire slot, C. And since we're at the 1 row, call this 1. So together it will be C1. And the same thing goes for D1, E1, F1, G1, and H1. So that's how the names work. Because like when you see like a chess video, like in different videos, they don't really like explain what these 1s, 2s, 3s, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and these A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H really means. As videos I saw as a beginner. So yeah. So since you understand how to do it, now we can figure out how to move these pieces. So let's go to a new opponent. So let's start our first move. So at the first move, a pawn can always go 2 turns at the first move. If you go and you want, so as you see, we've been 2 turns. So now this came here, so it's gonna attack this. So now I can move this once. So now if it attacks this, yes, now I can attack this one right here. So yeah, we went too fast right there. So just go back to our moving positions. So as you saw, we just went 1 turn here. So let's actually use this one now. Okay? We're not really playing our game here, as you see. So So as you see, we're moving. So we can move once here, but you can. So we can move once as well, as you can see. But we can't move twice. So at the beginner time, you can move twice at the first turn you take for that individual pawn, as you see. Okay, this knight is, this queen is really annoying. Like, honestly. So I'm gonna move this here. So as you can see, we can move this. When you move this, we can keep on moving it once. So it's usually like only one move. But at the start position, you can go 2 moves, as you see. But after the starting position, you can only go, as you see, one first one over here. So I have to change that real quick. So as you see, oh, okay, not right now. So as you see, I've moved twice here at this one. Now I can move now, but now I can't move twice. I can't move here again because if you can only move like that once on your first turn only. So if you decide to move only one space at your first turn, you can move it 2 spaces in some other turn. So it's like only a one-time opportunity in a game for an individual pawn to move twice. So as you can see, I can't move twice. So I can only move like this. So that's how basically the pawn works. So now I'm gonna explain how the knight works, because knight is probably the more important one, but the king is the most important, which I'll explain later on. So knight can only move in an L shape. So one part of the L should be 3 spaces, kind of like this, and the other part should be only 2 spaces, kind of like this. So it's 3 spaces and then 2 spaces, as you can see. This is one formation it can be. Another formation it can be is there can be like, let's see, like I need to find a clear spot. So I can go like this and like this. Let's pretend we move this, kind of like this. Okay. So it can move like this, as you can see. 2 spaces here and 2 spaces here. So it can be in any order. It can be in this order, or it can be in this order. Kind of like, so it's like this and then goes like that. And this case goes like this and goes like that. So that's how a knight moves. So there are other like crazy patterns that can go in. Like, there are many other patterns, I can't explain all of them. So, as you can see, it's gonna go like this, it can go like this, it can go like this. But all of those spots make L shape, like this, and kind of like this, kind of like that, and kind of like this. Okay. A good thing about this is that the knight can skip over. So let's say if so as you can see, okay, let's say a rook, okay, not a rook, I meant knight. So a knight can go like this, okay, for example, this here. So even though this one's blocking it, the knight can still go there, even though this slot is blocking it. Generally like any slot. But in this case, if it's blocking this, okay, so this is blocking it. If it's blocking the end position you're going to, and it's blocking it, then you can go there. But if there's anything in the way and you can't go there, then you can do it. So as you see in this rook, I can only go here. I can't just skip over the king like that. I can't just skip over the king, as you see. Okay, and like that. And in this, I didn't move this yet, but I can't, like the knight, the pawn cannot go to the result, you know? Like, let's say if you want to go to the king, okay, well, it's not in the king, but this slot, when you're trying to go to this point, okay, but you can't go there. And then same thing for the knight, you know? The knight can't go here unless you want to kill it, you know, like this. Unless you want to kill it like that. So that's interesting to say. So that's the knight. There's one more important piece, which is the bishop. Why is the bishop so important? Well, the bishop is pretty. I didn't even say the bishop's important. Okay, I'm sorry. So bishop is pretty important, and why is it important? Because it's probably one of the good pieces, like the knight, for example. So the knight can go in an L shape, but the bishop can go in a diagonal way, as you can see here. So yes, so we're going to diagonal way. So since the bishop just happens to start or be positioned in the white spot, so this bishop can only go diagonally on white squares. And if you're trying to, and you can't even go to black squares, because it's just physically not possible for the bishop to. See, like, I can't just skip over and go like that. You know, I can't just do that. That's more like the knight's thing to do that, you know? It's an L shape. But, so we can only go here. Because it's a white square and it's in a diagonal position. So to move it, you can only go in the diagonal position. So let's say this is in a black square. This bishop's in a black square. So we can remove this bishop only black squares diagonally. So it's placed in a black square and this is placed in a white square. So this can go in black squares and this can go in white squares. So it's like the cool thing about bishops, you know. They can go in one square. And it will be pretty good for things like killing, you know. If the opponent is fools or something. So I see this is a kind of good piece, you know. So our next piece is, you guessed it, the rook. So the rook is pretty interesting, honestly, because it can only go left and right. So rook can go, not left and right, I'm sorry. Yeah, it can go left and right, it just depends. So it can go like this. It can go straight forward or side to side. So that's what the rook can go, straight forward or back or side to side. So it can go like this, it can go like this, it can go like this. So it's kind of like that, you know? It's like front, back, left, right. So let's say the rook is placed right here. This is the rook. So the rook can go like this, and the rook can, so it can go left, or it can go right, or it can go front, or it can go back. So rook is pretty interesting. It can go like this, and it can go like this. So the rook is pretty interesting like that. And the second last piece is the queen. So the queen is the most powerful piece in the chess game because it can go diagonally, left and right. So it can go like the rook and it can go like the bishop. So it can go diagonally like this. And it can go left and right. So if this square, this black square contains a queen, then it can go like this, like a rook, And it can also go diagonally, like this. This king is blocking the base of that. So the difference, but what's the difference between that? But there's one difference between the bishop and the queen. In so similarity is both can go in the diagonal way, but the queen can go in whichever type of color square it is. Not like, for example, if it's in this, it can't just go like this, you know, not like that. It goes more like, so if it's right here and it's trying to go in this one, let's say, and if the queen's right here and it's trying to capture this or kill that pawn right there, then it will move this in one turn, so it'll be in here. So now we can call it a white bishop, and then we can just go like that. So if it's right here and it's trying to kill this pawn right here, and it's right here, you can just go here in one turn, and then the second turn, it can just kill that right here. So that's the interesting part about the queen. So that's why we call it the most powerful piece, because it's kind of like a hybrid of two important pieces, the rook and the bishop. And the last piece, the most important piece, most powerful, the most important piece is the king. Why is it the most important king? So there's something called a checkmate, and if a checkmate works if a king that can't move anywhere and it's surrounded and it can't move anywhere to defend, so it can't defend itself. So when that happens, it's called checkmate. I'll explain that more in a different video. So when that happens, okay, the king kind of loses, and the entire game you lose. So in the game, you have to kill some pieces in your opponent's position, or in your opponent's team, I meant, and at the same time protect the king you have. Because if the king loses, that means you lose the game. So how does a king move? Well, a king kind of moves in a square position. Can move like this, can move like this, can move like this, you know? It's like a square. Unless something is blocking it, obviously. So if this is blocking it, it can't really go there. Let's pretend it's not there. So it can go here as well, if there's no bishop here. So that's how the king works. Which is pretty interesting to say. And one more thing. So I'm gonna go to a new opponent, and I'm gonna show you how each one moves really fast. So there's a pawn moves. So I have one turn. I can move it again. Now I can. But this one I can do this, and now it can only go like this. So now my king's in trouble. So I can move like this. So I can move like this. For some reason, sometimes it doesn't let you move here, because if you move here, it'll still be a check. A check is when it's a different from a checkmate. A check is when the king can still escape. A checkmate, like I said before, is when a king doesn't have any moves that can let it escape from the danger from the opponent's team or side. So yeah, I just moved it. So now I can move here and here. So I just moved the king, so I'll show you how to move the king. Now I'll show you how to move the queen. So as you can see, I can go like a rook. I can go up like this. It's opponent's turn, and he's not doing anything. Yay! Taking so long. So, okay, it's my turn now? Nope. Okay, so now I can go back like this at the same time. So now it's getting beaten. So I'm going to show you how to move the king again, because it's kind of required. So I just got my queen. It's pretty annoying. So, but this will be a good opportunity to show you how this works. So yeah. So that's how the queen moves, but we didn't really get an opportunity to do the queen, or to use the queen. So yeah, but basically you understand the concept of the queen. So I'm just gonna resign this game real quick and join a different game so I can move my queen. So I'm just gonna see, I'm gonna move it. Boom, so it goes like this. So as you can see, I just got that. So now I can move my queen. As you can see, I can move it diagonally like this. I can move this, as you can see. And they missed an opportunity to kill my queen though. That's sad. Okay, so I can move diagonally. So in case I kind of wanna go, if I kind of wanna go like this, even though I can't, I can just move like that. And let's wait for them to do their turn. So one turn is done. So okay. So now I can go like that. Like that, as you can see, to go in that angle. So that's how the queen works. It's pretty interesting. So now let's do the knight real quick. So the knight, as you see, it's moving in a L-shaped position, like that. So it can move like this, as you can see. So it's moving in that L-shaped position. So I just moved it like this, and moves here. So I moved my king. So I can move this thing right here. So that's how it works. So now I can get this right here. So I'm moving my knight. Boom. So now I can't. That one's gone. So that's how the knight works. Now let's do my bishop, kind of like this. So yeah. So that is pretty awesome. The bishop can go like this, or now in this case it can go like this, and it can go back like up here. It can go back like that as well. So boom. So now I can kill the queen right here. Missed opportunity, I can greatly say, to kill the queen. So yeah, don't be impatient in chess, guys, because that will be a huge problem. So that's how the bishop moves. So I'm gonna see how the rook moves. So currently the rook can only go like this. Ta-da! So I'm gonna show how the pawn moves now. So, boom. So I can move like that. And so I moved 2 spaces up. It was right here before, and now we went here. So now I can only go like this. I'm gonna show you. As you can see, it only went 1 space up because I can't no longer. Okay, I have to push this. It's pretty annoying. Let's move here. So now I can, as you can see, I can only move it once like that. So guys, that's the end of the video. So I basically showed you how to move all the pieces. Just takes a long time to learn, even the basics. So there'll be a part 2 on how about the basics of chess and the principles. So the first video is about the movements of chess pieces. And if you're wondering how I'm using this, but I'm using mychess.org. It didn't promote me or anything, I'm just saying, because it has good learning tools as well. You can use that, but I just recommend like using a coach as well, kind of like me. So I'll wait for part 2 of this video, and thank you for watching, and give me a like and a sub and a nice comment. I appreciate that. So bye guys.